You're listening to KYST 89.3, The Bone. The Bone. And now time for South Tucson Youth Football, simulcast on AM 1400, The Ground, and on South Tucson Local Access Channel 22.
Oh, man.
Good evening. It is South Tucson Youth Football. It is the Corso Cup. We are concluding the first round of action. 32 teams will remain by the time this night is over. We got 4 big games for you to start things off. My name is Brian. I'm joined by, was it Slate Blankenship? Did I get that right? That the name we're going with, Slate Blankenship? Sorry, I just realized I deafened the entire call on Discord. I believe Slate Blankenship is the name we're going with. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, cool. Got it right. May know this gentleman as SCXCR, a series of letters in the chat. And he's going to be joining me here as we go through all the games. There you see our later games. But coming up right now, we got Quad Box. This is the only time we're going to get Quad Box, unfortunately. Maybe I'll work on it a little bit. But we've got 4 games. Dagum Sings, Imported Kohlers, or whatever it is. Yeah. I forget what the... Exotic Kohlers, I think is what it is. But right now we're looking at Abigail Mays, Aggressive Steakhouse, taking on World of Shrapnel. Abigail Mays, a 4 seed. Taking on World of Shrapnel, the 13 seed, and Simeon Patton gets things started, 2nd and 2. Now we've seen a lot of upsets so far in the Corso Cup. I'm just pulling up my bracket. That's been updated on the wiki page, by the way. A lot of upsets so far. We've seen 12s beating 5s, 13s beating 4s. Basically that.
In fact, Abigail's in particular might be a little nervous about this one because the 4 seed has been upset twice out of 3 games so far.
That is true. This would be the 13 seed would be the one to pick if World of Shrapnel were to get the win. And Dagum Sings, Exotic Kohlers moving into the red zone quickly. They're down to the 10. This is an 8-9 matchup. The winner of this faces Taxes Roadhouse, the 1 seed in the West South Tucson Regional. And Tremont Pratt with a 9-yard rush, 2nd and 1, right on the goal line. They're going to be knocking on the door already. 8-9 matchups, often a toss-up. And we're seeing, we've seen the 8s. The 8s have gotten 2 out of the 3. So if Dagum Sings can win it, that would be 3 out of 4 for the slight favorite, I guess.
Right, in fact, roughly 1 out of every 3 games so far has resulted in an upset.
And they've been kind of across the board as Tremont Pratt gets the first touchdown of this evening's session, putting Dagum Sings in that Carolina blue. And better call Wander because Dagum Sings have a lead. Not a team that we really focus on too much during the regular season. We'll see if they can make an impact in the Foreign Legion. Of course, they are one of the teams in the Oriental Division of the Foreign Legion. But we're going to get a first look at Casa de Gordoso, the 14 seed, Horseshoe Springfield. The quarterback for Casa de Gordoso moved them well into the red zone. They're inside the 10. Tremors Pizza, the 3 seed. And they're just perennial. They just seem like they're perennial, I don't want to say perennial favorites. They're just a team that they field a good team, a bunch of really talented kids. Meanwhile, here's Abigail Mays getting the touchdown. Jesse Macklin putting the Steakhouse aggressively in the lead.
Wondering if we're going to see as many close games in this round of games as we had before, because there haven't been that many games decided by more than a touchdown. They've all been pretty close.
No doubt about that. And here's Casa de Gordoso knocking it 2nd and goal. They'll amble it in through Vic Dudley. And a little early to be talking upset, but Tremor's Pizza, you know, they got to show their assertiveness. And by allowing your opponents to score on the opening drive, not a way to do it. Here's Vontae Belarius. That's Belarius for Go Fuck Yourself. The 7 seed taking on Hacking Jeans, Smokeless Tobacco Warehouse. Or sorry, did I say? Yeah, I think they are a 7 seed versus the 10 of Hacking Jeans. They take a lead, and right now we got a full set of 7-0 leads early in the first quarter. I don't think a single team has been stopped on the opening drive.
I would expect no less from defenses in South Tucson youth football.
Well, you know, if there's anything that people in South Tucson are good at, it's being offensive. So, you know, that's kind of where that happens, and, you know, good on them. You see World of Shrapnel, their first chance on offense, and thrown right into the sideline. So 3rd and 10. Abigail Mays would very much like to just start to pull away from this. You know, if you can kind of get to your opponents early, affect their confidence, then suddenly, you know, it's all over. But that's a nice catch. Is it? No, they said he dropped it. Oh, he dropped it. Well, 4th and 10, and they're going to punt. So here comes Abigail Mays with the football once more.
And I can see the wide receivers coach on the sideline has already snapped in half his clipboard and is retrieving another one from the stack of clipboards he has just in case.
I mean, they provide a lot of clipboards for these coaches. They're just they're ever frustrated. You know, they opt to just buy more equipment that they'll break instead of investing in anger management classes. Oddly enough, all the equipment replacements are still cheaper. And Dagum Singh's a lot of time to throw. Caught! Alonzo Mayfield is just bent backwards on that tackle. That's a way to snap a 12-year-old's ACL. Diterius Mays with a good stat line. It's all right. He moves in Diterius Mays. And they got the first down, but not the touchdown. Handing it off to Cortez Ramsur. Quite a mouthful. Why would you name your kid that? 2nd and goal for Dagum Singhs, who've been looking pretty darn good so far.
Yes, I'm impressed with how they're moving the football, having a nice balanced attack between the air and the ground, because you got to get up to get down the field.
You absolutely do. It's like an elevator at a convention. You got to get up to get down. And Dagum Singhs, you know, that's the thing. They're kind of quietly under the radar here. They might be giving Texas Roadhouse a run for their money should they win. Diterius Mays with the touchdown. 13-0 early lead extended to 2 scores. You know, they finished the season 5-5, about middle of the pack. You know, that 8 seed's about right. And the Foreign Legion about middle of the pack. They're kind of they're your base average team, but they've got some decent wins. They've got wins over Burns and Crackle Mesothelioma Law Firm, a win over Kebab Barkers, who were a playoff team. Not a lot of people can say that. They got a win over Mama Laganos, who are often one of the top teams in that conference. You know, they're a good side. It's kind of one of those things like, who do you get? What Dagum Singh's team do you get this time? What we get from Tremors is a long distance field goal to make it 7-3.
I've been quietly impressed with the work that some of these field goal kickers have done. Except for that one kid who missed an extra point and caused his team to lose the game.
Yeah, he actually did. That happened, I think was that in day 2? I wish I could remember who that was. But that was quite the, that sure was, that kid I think is still being punished. I don't think anyone in that household has slept because the beatings have continued until morale improves, and they ain't improving morale when you keep.
I don't think anyone's actually seen that kid since the game ended.
Well, maybe they have. Maybe he just looks so different after all the abuse from his family that now he just looks different. And Marmalade Shack, wide and far overthrown. Jimmy Dean's sausage, not a good stat line. Only completed 1 pass, and they're going to have to punt. And as long as Jimmy Dean Sausage is not throwing accurately, it's going to be an easy day for Dagum Sings.
7-yard punt. Out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Other than the Marmalade Shack are a solid team, 6-4 in regular season. They did not win the Big Small Business Conference. That went to Burns and Crackle Mesothelioma Law Firm. But nonetheless, they're a good team. Just in a very weak conference, so this would be a good chance for them to show that they're a solid team. And we're gonna have to take a drink.
Defense.
Got a good face mask penalty there. Leo Jude called for that one.
Automatic first down.
Out of curiosity, what are you drinking tonight?
So you know those like plastic, like ice cubes that you can kind of freeze, so you don't water down your drink because they're like synthetic. But they freeze nicely and they chill a drink pretty well.
Yeah.
I have, with all my might, I put those into a juicer, and I'm drinking that. And oddly enough, I'm chilling it with more of those plastic ice cubes.
Oddly enough, you know what is a really good drink mixer?
What is?
A garbage disposal.
That makes it 1st and 10.
So what I did was I
Whoa.
microwaved a bunch of CDs, and then I just threw them down that and washed it down with some motor oil.
Okay.
And, that's what I'm drinking right now.
That's got like the consistency of like a porter beer or like a stout, huh?
That's a gain of 7 on the play.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get Great Lakes Brewery to pick it up.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't realize they made it. Yeah, in case you're low, I didn't realize that's a Great Lakes brew. You know, you got your Dortmunder Gold, you got your Edmund Fitzgerald, and you got your CDs and motor oil. Oh, they gotta have some sort of pretentious name for that, I'm sure.
And all the CDs have to be Brian Stanley.
Have they what?
They have to be Brian Stanley.
Okay. No, before this broadcast is up, we're gonna come up with the pretentious Great Lakes Brewery name for the CD motor oil garbage disposal brew. Demented is drinking, Pandemonium EJP is drinking eggnog made of real egg beaters. Now, is that like egg beaters like the carton stuff, or egg beaters is in like people whose job are to beat eggs? Big boy drippings.
Like the actual egg beater tool.
Oh, okay. Oh, like the actual tools. Okay, the actual metal egg beaters. There you go. Beepus flavored Tucsonade. That's a nice cross promotion there. Diddler Cup race tomorrow. Which is good because Caveman was asking what time it was tonight. I was like, it's tomorrow, brother. Big boy drippings from the local Diddler's Family Restaurant. And Freddie Holt with a 3-yard rush for Abigail Mays. Moving that football here into the second quarter of play. It's in the box the only way. Okay, so he didn't even think of the fact that these like the egg beaters, like the metal items. Beats the defender, Jesse Macklin with a touchdown run. And Abigail Mays really, like you said, varying up the offense is what seems to be successful here. They've handed off this football to multiple different rushers, and it was Macklin as the backup. You know, you get used to seeing one guy run downfield, you hand it off to the other guy, and you just assume they're not going to give it to him. Jalapeno cheddar Tucsonade in the freezer, nice. It's best cold. In fact, just chew it. Just get a hot knife and just slice off pieces and chew it.
You know, in fairness on that other play, World of Shrapnel changed up their defense a bit by not tackling.
That changes up their defense. Normally they tackle. This time they don't tackle. It's an interesting play.
It's a psychology approach.
Oh, Gerard Pino with the touchdown. Shoestrings inbounds. Look at that. Lands the feet down. Finish your tackles, kid. He's prone. Just lay a hit on him. And Dagum Sings. They may be sore, but they are up 21-0 on the Marmalade Shack. Not looking good for the Marmalade Shack as they throw a poor kid up in the air.
Bacterius Mays allegedly being scouted by at least a couple club football teams from community colleges.
Nice. Well, you know, some of these teams have actually have some ties to South Tucson youth football. In fact, they've fielded teams, they've fielded players who are only 11 years old, and well, let's just say you can visit some of them. Oh boy, sausage. Okay, well, he finally gets rid of it, pitches it off. Marmalade Shack have already moved downfield, which is nice to see. It's 2nd and 3. You got to see some sort of offense come alive for them. They're down to the 3-yard line. You know, I think some of those community colleges have learned that you got to wait for the kids to be of age for community college. You can't just start them when they're 12 because they will get severely injured. Marmalade Shack with a touchdown, 21-6. That'll stop the bleeding just a little bit. They still got to do a lot more, though. Specifically, score twice more. Just a reminder, Texas Roadhouse, the #1 seed in that region, will face the winner of this game, Marmalade Shack and Dagum Singh's Exotic Kohlers. Shows you how little we showed Dagum Singh's on during the league because I forgot what the third word of their name was. I thought it was like I think called like exported and imported Kohlers. Dagum Singh's Exotic Kohlers, which if you're not familiar with the reference, you should know Dagum Roy on Twitter. It's a Roy Williams, the coach of UNC, parody account, and it's just delightful.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Here's Wordle Shrapnel trying to cut into the lead that Abigail May's Aggressive Steakhouse have. Ah, not going to do it that way with a 4-yard sack. Sack for a loss of 4, excuse me. Rick Greco. The Greco. El Greco, as they call him. They're going to make the play. There's a catch. Tanner Hines, like the catch-up for 12 yards. 3rd and 2. And you got to feel it's early. It's still 1:39 to go, but World of Shrapnel have to be thinking touchdown at this point, don't they?
Absolutely. I mean, it's rare that the state defense is going to give them many opportunities this close to their end zone, so they've got to convert.
And sure enough, they do it. They get a touchdown. Passed right up the middle, 2-yard gain in the end zone. And they'll make this a 1-score game. Here comes the extra point. And I'm looking at the scores right now. Not a lot of... I got to say, if any of these score lines surprise me right now, I'd have to say... You know, we're going to it right now. It's this one. Tremors Pizza taking on Casa de Gordoso. But I say that, and here's Tremors in the red zone. So let's take a look at this red zone, and then I want to see what you think about most surprising results so far. They're going to keep this one and tackle for a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7. Your thoughts?
3rd down.
I think so far I've been most pleasantly surprised by Welders of the Universe.
Oh yeah, coming back as a 13 seed, getting that upset. Many would say that's not as much of an upset. Tremors get the touchdown. Grant Lewis to Roman Bailey. And they take the lead as the 3 seed in this 3-14 matchup. Here's Dagum Singh's Exotic Kohlers. They're going to hand it off. Tackled for 9 yards, Tremon Pratt.
That brings up 2nd and 1.
Now on the topic of most surprising upset, what's been a team that's maybe not performed up to the standard you thought they would?
You know, I think that's a good question. I think I'm going to have to go to... I have one of two answers for that. They're a 2 seed and a 3 seed. I got to look at Bully Factory and the trouble they had with autopsies by Candace. Only got 10 points on the board. Not the Bully Factory team we're used to seeing from the regular season. On the other side of that, I look at the Horse Pussy Saloon. An overtime win over a 15-seed team, the Mulchut, who, let's be honest, that's not a very good team. I mean, that 15-seed is pretty accurate for a reason. And it looks like we got a fumble, a turnover for Go Fuck Yourself. Hacking Jeans are going to end up with this football with 50 seconds to go. We have not caught up with this game for very much. Not a lot of action going on after the opening touchdown from Go Fuck Yourself. Marquis de Valamond, the quarterback, who also coughed it up right there. But I think the Horse Pussy Saloon have a second-round match with Shoeless Jim's Diabetic Candy Store. And I think Shoeless Jims are going to look at that match and think it's a very winnable game. Someone was just asking who the number 2 seed was that almost lost. Yeah, that was the Horse Pussy Saloon. They needed overtime to win it, and they allowed 31 points to a very not a very good team. I think Shoeless Gyms are going to have their way with them. There's Tremors. Wait, did they get a touchdown? There was a fumble. They're giving it to Avery Green. I think they're going to review this. We'll get back to that game in just a second. Taco Tuesday with a 4-yard catch for Hacking Jeans.
4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Looked like Avery Green just used his feet to flick the ball up into his hands and carry it into the end zone.
Well, we'll have to see if that was actually a fumble, because it looks like there was a catch short of the goal line. He was down, but we're not really sure if it was a fumble or if the ground ruled the play dead.
Gain of 10 yards.
We're going to find out right now. It's Hacking Jeans trying to move the ball downfield into field goal range at the very least. Thad Archer, their quarterback. They got 6 seconds to go. Wide open catch. They're going to use their final timeout. 3 seconds to go. It's going to be a field goal attempt. We're looking at about 38 yards. Maybe out of reach, but we'll see what they can do. Worth a shot. Last play of the game. They got it. What a kick. Did I say 38? It might have been 28. Was that? I'm going to have to take a look at that again and find out how the distance of that was, but that was a very long kick.
It went through the posts.
It was good, so it's 7-3. Apologies, our scoreboard has not been updated. We'll get that updated in just a second. But it is, in fact, 7-3. Go fight yourself at the half. There's Abigail Mays trying to make something happen. Last play of the half. They're going to air it out. It's a catch. Au Contrarious Monfrere with a 20-yard gain. All for naught. 14-7 going to the half there in that 4-13 matchup. Let's see the last play. Oh, Tremors. We understand that touchdown was overturned. It was considered down, but it does not matter. It's a touchdown for Tremors with 9 seconds left in this game, in this half. Excuse me. And they will open up a 10-point lead over Casa de Gordoso Hourly Motel. I think this might be the last game that we've. Last game that has not gone to the half yet.
Even though it's not even halftime, you got to feel that they got to get something going early in the next half. Otherwise, time's running out for Gordoso.
I would have to agree. I think momentum is huge. They did start the half with the football, so Tremors are going to get the football again to start the second half. You got to put some sort of stop to keep that momentum from going forward. Charlie Savoy with the tackle. Horseshoe Springfield trying to air that one out. They got one more chance for a play. This might be a time where they want to just kind of give a message, send a message out, and say, look, we're coming right for the throats in the second half. Air that one out, and it's broken up. 17-7, the 3 seed Tremors Pizzeria leading Casa de Gordoso as we head to the halftime for all 4 games. Let's take a look at the scores again. You can see 28-7 Dagum Sings over the Marmalade Shack. Go Fight Yourself 7-3. That's a slim margin there. All the other games, Abigail Mays 14-7 over World of Shrapnel, and Tremors Pizza with a 10-point lead over Casa de Gordoso. Abigail Mays 14-7. They gave up that touchdown late in the half. And you can see the scores for all of our games right now. A reminder that Dagum Sings and Marmalade Shack will be facing, the winner of that will face Taxes Roadhouse in the second round. Of course, South Tucson Youth Football wouldn't be possible if it weren't for some of our lovely, lovely sponsors all around the town of South Tucson, especially here in the Corso Cup, to allow these kids to play summer football like holy balls. Because blessed be the athletes, they shall inherit the points. Holy Balls is not just a great sporting goods store, not just a religious, devout sporting goods store. they are both at the same time. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
I think holy balls are, I think where else can you get the equipment that will be blessed before it even leaves the store? Teams say a prayer before every game in their locker room. Now you don't need to. I mean, you will again because you fear God and His wrath, as any person in South Tucson would. But you can get pre-blessed uniforms, pre-blessed equipment, and
you can get pre-blessed kayaks, so you can keep paddling for 40 days and 40 nights.
Exactly, yeah. You may not be able to walk on water, but it'll sure feel like it with one of our blessed kayaks. I mean, the sporting goods do not end, and there's so many, any sport you can think of, they've got the equipment at Holy Balls. If you're part of one of those social kickball leagues, you're sinning, is what we're saying. We're not going to provide the equipment for them because you go and you drink afterwards, and that's a sin, probably, according to Holy Balls. But bocce, you want bocce? Like the game played by old Italian men, old Italian good Catholics, Roman Catholics. Rome is in Italy. We got bocce stuff. Holy Balls. You just need to say the name. Holy Balls.
Holy balls. There are rumors circulating that they have a special filtration system now that'll turn water into Tucsonade.
That's amazing. That really would be a thing that Holy Balls would sell, wouldn't it? That absolutely would be a thing that Holy Balls would sell.
I can't wait for that to pass through animal testing.
Yeah, right. No, it would be like one of those... God, what would it be? It'd be like one of those, oh no, do we have no sound for this? Did I fuck up? I think I fucked up. Okay. It'd be like one of those, well, enjoy the soundless, you're gonna have lots of banter from us, apparently. It'd be like one of those, like, Gatorade coolers, or like one of the coolers you put on the sideline, sorry, Tucsonade coolers, that you see on the sideline. You add water, and then the concentrate of Tucsonade is already in there. So you can literally turn the water into Tucsonade, because it's gotta be backed by science somehow.
Sort of like Kool-Aid, but not in packet form.
Yes, it's built in. It's permeated in the plastics of that empty cooler. God, there's got to be something super unsafe about that. There has to be something that will not pass testing whatsoever about that. You just add water. Let it seep into the plastics, and then out comes delicious, delicious steroid-laden Tucsonade. We've riddled the plastics with steroids, is what we're getting at now.
It's basically steroids.
It's Tucsonade. It's basically steroids. We just unofficially did a plug for Tucsonade. There you go. Go fuck yourself. Taking a big hit. Marquis de Valamond. 2nd and 15, but they're in the red zone, so we're going to follow this game.
Oh, man, absolutely planted by dirt.
Yeah, was that Temecula dirt with the sack, too?
It certainly was.
It was dirt meeting dirt. Temecula dirt. Driving him into more dirt. And, another sack, 2 in a row for Temecula dirt. It's unbelievable how he's just getting through that line. Have you ever seen someone hit a little kid like that? I haven't seen someone hit someone like that since metaphor or comparison or whatever literary device I can't come up with right now. Here's the Marmalade Shack trying to make something happen. They're down by 21, and they're going to get help on 4th down with an automatic first down with the penalty. So everybody take a drink.
Marmalade Shack had a slow start, but right now that Marmalade is just flowing right through the middle of the daggum defense.
You gotta hope so. For the sake of an exciting competitive game, they're already in the red zone. So a lot has changed. There's Jimmy Dean Sausage just tucking his shoulder and running forward. Gets 9 yards. It's 2nd and 1. And Jabari Holloway with the tackle. And you can see there's the story right there. Look at that total yards. 226 to 118. that is the story. Dagum Singh's just moving the football much better, but Crispy Mathers, the tight end, gets a 4-yard touchdown for the Marmalade Shack, cutting the lead down to 14. That's, of course, pending the extra point.
Well, at least one of these receivers gets to eat tonight.
It's not quite over yet. A lot of football still to play. Only 2 minutes into the third quarter. And you can see the Marmalade Shack not celebrating just yet. They're still got a lot to work to do. Here's Hacking Jeans in their own territory, down at their own 39-yard line. They're down by 4 points. 7-3 low-scoring affair there. Taco Tuesday with a 6-yard catch. Good stat line for Thad Archer. 14 for 17, 108 yards. Just not finding the end zone. Just not able to string enough of it together to make a difference. And he gets sacked for a loss of 4 by Jeff Holland. They may not credit him with the sack. They're just going to say that's a tackle for loss. But I think that's a sack. I think maybe because he went for a running play. Yeah, provided by Sound of Silence, unfortunately. I guess when I exported this part of the video, I had the audio still muted. That's my bad on that one. Lou Terry lost a 2 on that one. 2nd and 12. Tremors Pizza trying to extend their lead. They had an early scare, a 7-0 lead. They came back and scored 17 unanswered points on Casa de Gordoso, and they're not letting up at this point.
Now, I can't confirm this, but there's word that there's some sort of Tucsonade spill on the sidelines.
Oh, that's
based on the flavor of the Tucsonade, they evacuated the bands and a bunch of the fans.
Yeah, you don't want that going into the dirt and getting into the water supply. And here we see Abigail Mays harrying, just throwing into the ground the World of Shrapnel quarterback. They're in the red zone though. They're trying to make a game out of this. A touchdown will tie this up. And I promise you we'll have the sound working again for the for our second session. Tremors Pizza are going to have to settle for a field goal. It's 20-7, a 13-point game over Casa de Gordoso. Here's World of Shrapnel looking to tie it up in the dying seconds of the third quarter. Quarterback's going to hang on to it. He's going to slide. He had the end zone. Maybe he slipped. Maybe that was part of that Tucsonade spill. Maybe that was the game where the Tucsonade spill was happening.
Could very well be, although I'm looking over at the sidelines right now, and there appears to be at least one coach still in the middle of a profanity-laced tirade that's been going on for at least the past 5 minutes. So maybe they're cutting out the sound just so nobody has to hear that.
Oh, God, yeah, that's got to be what it is. I think there's just so much profanity from the crowd, from the coaches, even from some of the kids. We saw a hell of a hit, by the way. 2 turnovers on 4th down right there. Go fuck yourself, turning over the ball. Getting the ball from Hacking Jeans. World of Shrapnel were held to a 4th down, went for it, turned it over. Abigail Mays are going to have this football again and preserve their 7-point lead, maybe try to extend it. Go fight yourself. Had that catch and dropped it, but it's 1st and 10. Probably the best thing to do because, you get better field position. And they're off to the races. Wide open space for Vontae Belarius. He has put the hurt on this Hacking Jeans team. Here's Abigail Mays trying to come out of their own red zone after forcing a 4th down and turning the ball over, or forcing the turnover on World of Shrapnel, Simeon Patton going nowhere, just shoved into the ground like a kid was just bullying him in school. Yes, that's a good point. Maybe they're censoring out things like when the coaches are being supportive, like things like do your best and trying is all that matters. Yeah, they're starting to talk about participation ribbons and stuff like that, which is absolutely why there's no which is why that we're censoring out all that sound. Here's the Marmalade Shack trying to make a game of it. 3rd and 1, moving downfield. And was that caught? No, it is incomplete. 4th and 1. Maybe they go for it on this one. We'll try to stay with this game and find out what they do.
Meanwhile, Hacking Genes in the running so far. They're my second most disappointing team of the tournament so far.
Yeah, 10 seed, I mean, you got to expect a better... I think I just expect a better game out of both those teams. Go Fall Yourself have shown a lot offensively, but just not found the end zone. We're going to see if they might. Maybe they can here. Maybe I've spoken too soon. No, Baleria stopped for only one. If you're not betting on games, you're not trying. You got that right. And looks like Dusty Colbert. Maybe Colbert, perhaps. I don't know. 9-yard rush. First and goal. The short down back coming in for Vontae Balerius. And Colbert's going to run it in for the touchdown. Excuse me. Sorry, you're saying.
I don't even want to get into betting because that just relates to my most disappointing team of the tournament.
Oh, that would be?
That would be Bye.
Oh, Bye have been 0 for 3 so far.
Yeah, somehow they got 3 tournament spots, and even though it's against 1 siege each time, they somehow managed to hold their opponent scoreless and still not win.
Baffling a lot of people. A lot of people picking Bye, and the bookmakers in South Tucson just kind of look at it and shrug, and just like, we can't even bother to tell them about why that's turning out that way. Here's World of Shrapnel moving down to the 40. Toby Espinosa with the catch.
It's more about the spectacle of the football than understanding how it works.
Or if it even exists in the case of the 1 seeds versus the team referred to as first round bye. I feel like first round bye needs to be the name of some business in South Tucson. Now the football's on the ground. Fumbled but picked up. World of Shrapnel holds on to it. And they're not going to convert that first down. Here's Casa de Gordoso down 13. About a minute into the fourth quarter of play. Vic Dudley gets 7 yards, 2nd and 3 on that one.
World of Shrapnel's quarterback still hasn't learned if you hold on to it too long, you're going to get blown up.
When you're sponsored by a shrapnel company, like that's a thing that should exist, you'd think they'd at least be familiar with the brand. I understand World of Shrapnel is having a blowout sale this coming weekend, so there's your joke. Punchline.
You just want to throw yourself right into those sales before they're done.
Absolutely. Jump onto the pile and protect everyone else from the savings. 2nd and 5 for World of Shrapnel, or just keep moving the ball downfield. Abigail Mays have not found a way to stop them on this drive. That, just as I say it, Michael Tremblay, tackle for a loss of 3. He's the running back by J.B. Hayward. So let's see if Abigail Mays can continue to put a defensive effort up here. Holding them only to 7 points is solid, but it's only helpful when they're scoring more than that. Oh, runs into the pile, but gets a first down, just kind of bounces off the tacklers. Toby Espinosa has a heads-up play of deciding not to run into the defenders, running around them, which for an 11-year-old is a pretty smart move. Not a lot of kids will make that decision. They'll just run right into their friends.
I think this is that kind of learning under desperation, like when you throw someone into a pond to teach them how to swim.
Which, of course, is part of why we don't show the South Tucson Swimming Classics. Almost picked off in the end zone was Jimmy Dean Sausage. Taco Tuesday for Hacking Genes. There you saw his stat line. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, we legally can't broadcast that anymore.
No, we absolutely cannot. We tried, and Hacking Genes are going to make a one-score game out of this. Darren Collins making it 14-9. You got to imagine 5-point lead. They're going a 5-point deficit. They're going to have to go for 2 on this one. Make it a 3-point game with 4:24 to go in this game. First session of games. 3 games following up after the conclusion of these. And after that, we will be down to 32 teams. Here's World of Shrapnel continuing to move. This time, Rick Greco doesn't slide short. Gets in the end zone. Touchdown. World of Shrapnel with 2.5 minutes to go in this game. We are going to be all tied up. There's Herman Richwalski scoring a touchdown for Casa de Gordoso, making that a 7-point game. It's going to be 6 if the extra point is good. And it is. It's going to be a 20-14 game.
Drummer's Pizza getting a little nervous. They had the guarantee that they would win by at least 14 points, or they would give out free pizzas to everybody in attendance.
That's just a bold, kind of stupid strategy. And we saw that Hacking Jeans did, in fact, convert the 2-point attempt. Here's Dagum Singh's, perhaps at this point, the only game that's pretty much in the bag with 2 minutes to go. Dagum Singh's continuing to move the football down, up 2 scores. Looking to threaten again, make it a 3-score game. Only 1 game out of 4 that's kind of maybe a foregone conclusion. The face mask there that everyone's going to drink for, not going to help. Gotta love the excitement of this tournament play. You know, teams are really throwing it out there. The penalty called on Miracle Juggernaut for the Marmalade Shack. Big mistake for Miracle Juggernaut and the Juggernaut family. Not happy in the crowd.
I can see at least one of them making some sort of motion to their throat. I don't know what that is.
Oh man, that's not good. Miracle Juggernaut, maybe some miracle violence at that point. And Dagum Sings, we're going to stick with this game because they are literally breathing on the end zone. That's how close they are. And Tremont Pratt with the touchdown. This game effectively over. It's a 20-point game with less than 2 to go. Going to be a 21-point game, 3 touchdowns. We'll stick with the extra point and then head back to some other games pretty soon, I think, because we've got some really tight games right now. 3 games within 1 score or tied. Here's Casa de Gordoso at the 50. 1:46 to go. They are down by 6. A touchdown, an extra point, and they will have the lead over a 3 seed. This would be an amazing comeback. And, you know, we could say that about World of Shrapnel as well. I gotta imagine which of these 2 teams do you think has a better chance of pulling off the upset, Casa de Gordoso or World of Shrapnel?
You know, my head says Gordoso, but my heart's going Shrapnel because, well, actually, I'm not legally allowed to talk about why it's still kind of embedded in my lung area.
I was gonna say I'm glad you finished the punchline because I was about to step all over it, and I'm glad I didn't. However, Darius O'Callahan has tied it up for Casa de Gordoso, and you say it. You stick with your head. You're absolutely right. With 1:25, they have a 1-point lead over Tremors. World of Shrapnel now driving downfield. They're at the 49. They're 49 yards away with 43 seconds to go. They're letting the clock run down a little bit. 2nd and 3. They just need a field goal to win it. They just got to get down to field goal range. We could be seeing 2 huge upsets for a 4 and a 3 seed. They are letting this clock run down a lot here. They have a lot of confidence in their offense, and they should. They take it down with a flag. The face mask, they were all alone. World of Shrapnel may have this game all locked up, and the dying embers. What a turnaround. And just absolute heartbreak potentially for Abigail May's Aggressive Steakhouse. They're going to score the touchdown. World of Shrapnel have scored a touchdown, so it's not over yet. Abigail Mays have 14 seconds to tie this game up. Once more, they are actually behind for the first time today.
That defensive series for Abigail Mays certainly not well done.
No, and certainly a rare occasion after their defense had been so amazing. Had been so fantastic all game. They just someone pointed out the kid got trucked on that run, and you are absolutely right. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. See what they can do. Contreras Monfrey are going to start things off with a bit of a rush up to the 40. 10 seconds to go. They got to go 60 yards. They're going to be thinking end zone at this point. Hail Mary, maybe have 2 shots at it. 3, perhaps. They got all their timeouts. They're going to choose to run it. 4 seconds to go. That's a lot of time. 45 yards. This might be the last play of the game. Abigail Mays get in the end zone. A lot of time. They're going to throw downfield. It is no good. No play. World of Shrapnel, the 13 seed out of the West-South Tucson region. World of Shrapnel out of the American Freedoms Conference have pulled off a huge upset over Abigail Mays' Aggressive Steakhouse and another falling team from the Gluttony League.
And the visitor stands explode into cheers.
They absolutely do, and there's just silence, kind of like the sound you got right now. Go fuck yourself. We're going to hang on to it. Now, we didn't show you much of that because they just basically ran out the clock. They hold on to a 3-point lead over Hacking Gene's Smokeless Tobacco Warehouse. They escape out of that one. They'll be waiting for the winner of the Binging Texan and Rancho Robusto in our late session. Casa de Gordoso up a point. Tremors have the last play to make something happen. They're not going to do it. They turn it over on 4th down. We've got a 3 seed falling to a 14. Tremors Pizza have blown a lead to Casa de Gordoso. They have allowed 14 late 4th quarter points. They fall by 1 point to the 14 seed. And what an amazing series of games in our first session, I gotta say.
Absolutely. Was that the first time that a 14 seed has won over a 3 seed?
I'm gonna go ahead and look for that up for you. Let's see, Twin Towers, Bully Factory, Del Grangos. Yes, that's our only 3 seed to fall. That is now the biggest upset we've seen so far in this tournament. The only thing that could possibly be more is a 2 seed losing to a 15. And our 2 seeds are 3-0 as well. But we got a later game as well. So go fuck yourself. They advance. They take on the winner of the Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet and Rancho Robusto plus-sized warehouse. The Marmalade Shack, they go home. Dagum Sings have Texas Roadhouse in the second round. What a series of games in the first session. We got 3 more to close out round 1 of the Corso Cup before its second round action. Here are our slate of games. We have Kebab Barkers and Salmon Sons Gazebo Repair in a 5-12 matchup. You want to talk about upset potential. This is definitely one of them. Salmon Sons had a weak last season, but they had a great first season in South Tucson. Kebab Barkers had a playoff run. You Need a Clown, our inaugural champions as a 6 seed, taking on Happy Release Manicures in the 11 seed. And the Binging Texan, one of everyone's favorite teams, is the 2 seed, taking on Rancho Robusto, plus-size warehouse, the 15 seed. There you see our games. Which one is really catching your eye the most? Can't be Texas Roadhouse versus Buy. I'm sorry.
Damn. I'm curious to see how Binging Texan does, especially after that run that they had last season.
No doubt. Well, thank goodness we got sound back. No more swearing coaches. No more encouraging coaches. 3 games
worse?
Kicking off for you. Sorry?
Which one's worse?
Yeah, right. I think either one gets blanked out. We're going to start with the one of the most intriguing games. The 5-12 matchup. Salmon Sons starting things off, and they're going to start off with Markeith Mayo getting sacked for a loss of 2.
Anything that offensive lineman just had tunnel vision because the person he was supposed to block fell down and he just seemed to forget he existed.
No doubt about that. Sorry, I was getting some water. And Jerome McDonald, 9-yard catch. 3rd and 3 now for Salmon Sons. And they had a heck of a run in the first season of South Tucson Youth Football. That's going to be an interception. The binging Texan throw a pick 17 seconds into this game. Corey Vinson plucks that one right out of the air. Rancho Robusto with a turnover early in this game. They're going to start things off at the 35-yard line. We'll see if we stay with this game for a little bit or if we got to go over to another one of our games. Garrett Marks. We're going to go ahead and say it's Garrett, even though it's probably Gerard. Garrett Marks with a 4-yard gain.
Could possibly be Garrett.
Garrett, why not? The hard G is the important thing. Garrett Marks another 2-yard rush.
That's good for a gain of 2 yards.
And just a reminder, just a logistical reminder, after this set of games, that will be the conclusion of the first round. We'll announce dates for the second round pretty soon. They'll be done similar to this, 4 games at a time. So that'll be done over 2 episodes. And then when we're down to 16, that'll be 1 episode of 4 games at a time. Once we're down to the quarterfinals, it'll be individual games, 1 at a time on these broadcasts, just like how we would broadcast the league, until one team is left. You need a clown recovering a fumble. Quarterback for Happy Release just hang on to it, tucking his head, did not protect that football. They forced the fumble, and the inaugural South Tucson Youth Football champions picked that one up.
That didn't look as bad on the replay as it did in real time.
Well, You Need a Clown going to start things off from their own 15-yard line or even further back. Morris Romero lost a 1.
Bring up 2nd and 11.
And the Clowns had a bit of a disappointing season in our most recent South Tucson Youth Football season. They let me pull up their stats here.
I believe they were 5-5.
They were 5-5. I'm looking at it right now. 5-5. Wins over Holy Balls in the porno shop. Hootenannies were a big win for them, but could not string enough wins together. Some really bad losses to Tony and Paul's, Mitch's Toys and Guns. Just not good results there. Louisville Sinkhorn for Rancho Robusto, way overthrown on that play. And it's 2nd and 10 for Rancho Robusto, the 15 seed, one of the last ranked teams. Oh, and they get just speared out of his shoes by Sam Good. You know what? Sam Goody. There you go. People old enough will get that reference. Sam Goody.
And that quarterback's going to go home tonight with some bad pains. Probably going to think he has kidney stones. Those aren't stones. Those are his teeth.
Just swallowing his teeth. Man, it stinks that he's got to pass him through his urethra. That's going to be way painful. Oh, plucked out of the air! How in the world? Randy Hughes, touchdown Rancho Robusto. He had 2 defenders on him. What in the world? Beautiful catch. Wonderful throw. The defending wasn't even that bad. The binging Texan couldn't even stop that. Rancho Robusto take an early lead. Lucas Wood, 10 yards, up the middle for You Need a Clown.
That's the kind of play that you make and your coach turns to you and goes, "You get off this time."
Just slightly less threatening from coach on that one. Well, they don't care until, there's a championship involved. And Timmy Brink making a catch for You Need a Clown. Little Timmy Brink making it 1st and 10.
I'm going to try and keep my eye on the rest of these games, but now that Rancho Robusto went up, I'm just going to keep looking back at that score.
Lucas Wood with a rush. 2nd and 9. They are in the red zone looking to open up the scoring for this game. Only 1 touchdown so far in our late session, and that's the 15 seed, Rancho Robusto. Morris Romero going to hang on to it. Oh! Puts the football on the ground. It's recovered by Unita Clown, but it's 3rd and 10.
Little known fact about Happy Release, half the kids on their offensive squad are afraid of clowns, and half the kids on their defensive squad have an intense hatred of clowns.
That's going to be very interesting to see how they work that out. I think Unita Clown have just lined their sidelines with clowns just for that added fear factor. You know, it's the home advantage here. You know, the higher seed gets the home field advantage. Sorry?
I believe they call that the 21 Clown Salute.
Yes, they've gone through the 21 Clown Salute. You know, it was something they originated when they first won in their home opener after the season after they won their first their first and only title. Big catch by the binging Texan. Mo Better Blues with a 32-yard catch. Gets a lot of space. Is stopped deep into Rancho Robusto territory. Here's Kebab Barker's looking to open up the scoring. Quick pass up the middle. David Hale with a touchdown. All hail. 6-0 Kebab Barkers in what many have been calling a potential upset game for them. You know, don't sleep on Salmon Sons.
Hale is real.
No doubt Kebab Barkers. Kick is up and good. And that is the thing. This is, you know, we're used to seeing these teams not perform all that well or performing in a certain way in the league over a stretch of a 10-game season. This is like a series of just one-game seasons for these kids. It's literally win or go home, or in this case, win or finally go on vacation because you're not obligated to play football anymore. A lot of these kids waiting to go on vacation. Plans have been canceled. Flights have been rearranged.
And the 6 flags have been replaced with penalty flags.
That they have. End of the first quarter in this one. No score. This is the only game with no score so far. Unita Clown and Happy Release in a 6-11 matchup. Here's the binging Texan in the red zone after that big play from Mo Better Blues. Curtis going to hang on to it. He's brought down. Only gets a yard. It's 4th and 4.
4th down.
They're going to bring out the field goal unit. Should be a bit of a chip shot here. 25-yard field goal. Up and good. It's only a 7-3 game now. Binging Texan still trail to Rancho Robusto.
Binging Texans fans were kind of sitting on their hands for most of this game, but now they're back up on their feet and they've got their sacks waving above their heads.
They are the sack rustlers of that big fan section. They're trying to rally this team. Fumble, but they recover it. Happy Release having trouble hanging on to that football. I think both of the teams are having trouble with that. They hang on to it. It's 2nd and 14. They'll be happy just to keep possession at this point. And Happy Release still in their own zone, on their own side of the field.
Happy Release also trying to keep a trend going as the number 11 seed. All the previous 11 seeds beat the 6 seeds to advance.
That's an interesting little stat there. Ballet Bob's, Mitch's Toys and Guns. Actually, I realized I have to make an update to the Wikipedia page because I have them as a 6 seed. They were actually an 11 seed. And who was the third one? I just had it a second ago. Mitch's Toys and Guns, Ballet Bob's, and Nothing But Borscht. Taking out the porno shop. I believe that was on the first day of our games. Earl Howell with the tackle on Garth Diggs. 2nd and 14 for Kebab Barkers, still in their own territory inside their own 35. There's the handoff. Graham Bush, 6 yards. Sorry, no, 6 yards. 3rd and 11 on that one. He had 6 rushes so far for 32 yards. Offense coming at a premium in all 3 of our games here. 7-0, 2 touchdowns, 1 field goal so far in this session. There's Graham Bush with a 2-yard catch. And it's only going to be 4th and 9 for Kebab Barkers. They're going to punt.
You get the feeling that maybe some of these kids are trying to lose so that they can just go on vacation.
The old South Park strategy. I like it. You know, maybe they don't want to. Maybe their parents are kind of letting them, you know, slipping them a couple bucks in their allowance. Morris Romero rushing for 21 yards. Getting a first down for You Need a Clown. That is the underlying story of this. You know, some of these games are a little hard to predict because some of these kids want to go on vacation. They don't want to be playing football right now. They'd rather be at the beach or the mountains or camping.
Or locked up in the room. They just really don't want to play football.
They're going to be playing soon enough in the fall season. This is like one of the few times they don't have to practice or play or scrimmage. Also, it's sweltering out there. This is the summer in South Tucson, Arizona. It ain't exactly a winter paradise. Good point made by one of our fans. One of our is losing really worth the week of no food? It's a good point, but think of all the electrolytes they'd be losing from that versus the electrolytes they're losing from playing in this heat. That said, You Need a Clown in the red zone with a first down, 1st and 10 right now.
I guess it all depends on what we're defining as food.
Loss of 4 on the play. That brings up 2nd and 13.
This I do not know how to answer.
Well, right now, the You Need a Clown quarterback is just getting gobbled up by that happy release defense.
Yep, tries to get some of those yards back. It's 3rd and 3. And maybe be happy with a field goal on this. Like I said, points are coming at a premium. The defenses of both teams have come out strong. And going to the outside, Lucas Wood, touchdown to the Clowns. You Need a Clown, 6-0, with a minute and a half left to go in this first half of play. And you know, I think You Need a Clown may be playing a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. You know, they're former champions of South Tucson youth football. They're not the defending champions, to be fair, but maybe they're thinking that 6th seed is a little bit of an insult, a little bit disrespect. Here's the binging Texan looking to take the lead going into the half. Well, not going into the half. There's still 3 minutes to go in the second half of play. I think this was earlier. They got to 1st and goal. Yeah, I think I'm getting word in my ear. I think this was a play from earlier, a sequence from earlier. Hence the difference in the clock. And that's going to be Mo Betta Blues running right past the defender who was not aware of them being there. That was earlier. Mo Betta Blues with the touchdown, giving the binging Texan the lead here in the second quarter.
Binging Texan running well out of that 3 tight end I formation set. You got to wonder if they're going to keep going back to that, or if the kids even know what an I formation is.
Who knows at that point, but I got to say, Mo Betta Blues has been the best player for the binging Texan. Bill Hodges hurried, had to throw an incompletion. Minute 24 to go. Happy release trying to tie this game up. But Mo Betta Blues has been the best player on the binging Texan right now. You got to look for some sort of positives. The fact that they are leading, you can kind of regroup during the half, come back, and it's a little closer, a little too close for comfort for a 2-15 matchup if you're asking the binging Texan. But Rancho Robusto got to feel like they've got a chance in this one. And you don't want to give them any more of a chance or at least I think they have more of a chance.
Yeah, and if there is a chance, you just gotta quickly snuff it out, smother it with preferably lots of meat and sauce, and then throw it in a sack and rustle it.
Absolutely. You know, any sort of chance that Rancho Robusto have needs to be smothered, covered, jacked, ripped, chiseled, and jacked. I'm just mixing up Waffle House and Devon Dudley at this point. Happy Release taking a lot of time off this clock. 4th and 16 to punt. Back to You Need a Clown. We'll head over to another one of our games. Sam and Sons, gazebo repair, yet to score. A minute and a half left in that game, in that first half. Skip Booth with a 5-yard catch. They're going to call one of their timeouts, and they're now in the red zone. Down to the 20-yard line. Markeith Mayo looking for the upset. And they are a dangerous double-digit team. We've seen a lot of double-digit upsets so far in this tournament. Sam and Sons are one of the ones a lot of people circled in the prior to the start of the tournament. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and not counting 8 and 9. That is 9 teams, 9 double-digit seeds so far out of 20 have advanced to the second round, which is an amazing number of upsets, I have to say. Oh, no, out of 20, out of 24, because 10 through 15, yeah. It's not a bad clip.
Yeah, that's impressive, even by South Tucson standards.
Alton Rooney with the touchdown, tying things up with 50 seconds to go. And we potentially have 3 more double-digit teams that have got a fighting chance. Right now, we're looking at 3 different teams going into the half in a one-score game.
Judging by replay, Alton Rooney pretended to throw the football away, like when you're playing fetch with your dog and you just hold on to the ball and the defenders went for it.
And here's Rancho Robusto on the goal line with 1:14 to go in that first half. They're right on the goal line. They're looking to take the lead once more. It's 10-7. Sinkhorn, a lot of time to throw. He's got a receiver. Clark Thomas all alone just saunters into the end zone. Where was the defending for the binging Texan? Maybe already on vacation.
Well, let's see if Happy Release can get into field goal range before halftime.
Yeah, they definitely have a chance to tie it up or at least make it a 4-point game. They just have not been looking all that threatening. They're going to run for it, though. Oh, is the ball loose? It's a fumble, but it's recovered by Happy Release. And there's a face mask, so they get a first down. It stops the clock.
Still first down.
And Happy Release look like they can kick a field goal thanks to the penalty. You know, if they didn't commit the face mask, this would have been a 7-0 game going into the half. It's potentially, make it 7-3. You Need a Clown just gifted them a field goal to end this half.
I would get on Carlton Guerrero for mistaking a person's face mask for the football if I hadn't done it myself.
You know, it's an easy mistake to make for these kids. You know, they're still learning.
Face mask.
And everyone take another drink. Kebab Barker's going to get first down thanks to Marcellus Shale
Still first
making that, committing that penalty. 14 seconds to go in this half. All tied up. Kebab Barker, Sam and Sons, Gazebo Repair. 5 versus a 12. Incomplete pass from Garth Diggs, 2nd and 10.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
think that Kebab needs to start looking over the middle of the defense more. They've been attacking the sidelines a lot.
And the first and 10 right now. Looks like Bob Barker is going to use the last of the time to kick a field goal. It's good. They lead again, 10-7 with 3 seconds to go. So they're going to have to kick this football off the Salmon Sons.
Kickers playing an important role through this set of games.
Well, they absolutely are. And, you know, when these games are must win, you know, you have to pick and choose your times to kick field goals wisely. We see a lot more going for it on fourth, but it's also important to see that the team has faith in their kicker.
I mean, most of the time they don't, and they just have to do it, but
well, with good reason. And Sinkhorn completes a pass to Clark Thomas. Rancho Robusto moving downfield again, up by 4. This is the most interesting matchup, I think, of this late session, is this 15 seed hanging with the 2 seed.
Man, more than hanging with them, they just seem absolutely bewildered right now.
They make another first down. Randy Hughes, 4-yard catch, 44 yards and a touchdown for Hughes. 9 seconds to go. I mean, they have a chance to put more points on the board. If not a touchdown, at least a field goal if they can get into range. Sinkhorn down the middle of the field. Samson Wade, 5-yard catch. I think they're going to go for it. I think that's going to be basically a 35-plus yard field goal. They know their kicker. They're not going to trust him. And an attempt is incomplete. It's 3rd and 5. And what will be the last play of the half. They're going to go for it on 3rd and 5. Looking for the end zone. Let's see what they can do. Sinkhorn's going to heave it. It is bobbled and dropped in the end zone. Rancho Robusto, the 15 seed, with a 4-point lead over the 2 seed and heavily favored Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet. Well, that should answer our question right now of the most surprising result of this session. But we're going to go around the grounds to see these games. Kebab Barkers with a 10-7 lead over Salmon Sons. That's still a lot to play for in all 3 of our games, you got to think.
Absolutely. I'm interested to see if Happy Manicures can turn it around in the second half. Maybe get over some of their fears or hatreds of clowns and just blow away another 6 seed.
No doubt. And, of course, we wouldn't be here without our sponsors. So let's go ahead and bring up a sponsor to thank, making South Tucson youth football the amazing thing that it is. Let's thank Casa de Gordoso Hourly Motel. You know what? We can't thank them because they played on this stream, so we got to go to someone else. A little bit of a conflict of interest. But congratulations to the kids at Casa de Gordoso Hourly Motel for that win over Tremors Pizza. Can't go fuck yourself either. We're going to keep trying here. Don't mind us. It'll be a shorter live read. God damn it. Let's go with it one more time. One more spin of the wheel. Frampton Online University. If you need to major in something or minor in something, it better be a chord, because that's when you can go to Frampton Online University. They want you to show them the way to a degree at Frampton Online University. Your education will come alive at Frampton.
And whatever you do, don't hesitate, because these quality classes just can't wait.
Nice. And if they have night classes, evening classes, you can major in that weird item that makes your guitar go. That's actually kind of like how the teachers sound. They're like the Peanuts characters, but they're just playing into a talk box. But thank you to Frampton Online University, and of course, we'll head back to the second half of our late session of games as we conclude the first round of the Corso Cup.
Number 19, back deep to return.
Start things off with the Clowns, up 7-3. Going to start with the football against Happy Release Manicures.
Kickoff return 28 yards.
I got him. Hey, check flight 47. Check flight 47.
Curious to see what kind of adjustments You Need a Clown will make. It seems that they have changed the shoes that they're wearing, possibly due to that Tucson spill earlier.
That's interesting. Yeah, I think that might help. They got the comically large shoes. Is that what they've got going on?
Oklahoma.
Yes, they had just the regular rounded plastic spikes on the bottom of them for the first half, and they thought, nah, we got to step up our game, so they just put the big metal spikes in the bottom of them.
Nice.
Man left, man left.
That helps.
4 down, 4 down. Hey, check flight 47. Check flight 47.
And You Need a Clown.
Lion.
3rd and 7. They're going to convert it. That is Dulford John Bovine, the tight end, getting the first down for the Clowns. And of course, if you are a fan of the IRM channel where you can watch all of South Tucson Youth Football and the Corso Cup, be sure to tune in tomorrow night for action from the Diddler Cup Racing Series. The Diddler Cup Racing Series are going to be live from Pensacola, Florida for the Why Are We Doing This 400, a figure 8 dirt track, short track race. There's promised to be a lot of hurting, a lot of crashes, and someone might die. Of fun!
I have a lot of money riding on that race. Because I took out life insurance policies on at least half a dozen drivers.
That's probably the smartest bet you can make. We will see what will happen tomorrow night. Time to be determined, usually around the same time we always stream. But the dates of the second round of the Corso Cup will be announced soon enough. We're looking probably sometime next week. Got to give me some time to actually make the videos. I don't want to put myself under the gun this time, even though there's only half as many games to do. I'll just a little bit of a shoot comment. I had to export the video file for this morning before I left for work, so a little bit under the gun for that one. Don't want to keep doing that, make a habit out of that. That was what put LOA on the shelf, was that problem. But nonetheless, Philip Owens for Kebab Barker's 3rd and goal gets stopped at the line for by Salmon Sons. Kebab Barker's could open this game up and really take control with 3:11 to go in the third quarter.
Salmon Sons making a last-ditch effort to try and patch up their defense just like they patch up those gazebos.
Yeah, that one, except for, of course, for the Memorial Gazebo, which is still on fire. That is the eternal flame of a fire that just cannot be put out. It is the eternal flame that took the lives of all of our mayoral candidates that one fateful spring afternoon. Kebab Barkers, however, are going to be taking a 10-point lead with the extra point pending. They score a touchdown, 17-7, the score over Salmon Sons. A little bit of breathing room for them. Sorry, you were saying.
Are we sure at this point that the gazebo's not supposed to be on fire?
I think it's probably just safer to call it an eternal flame. I mean, you kind of. I mean, I think what happened was we had health inspectors come by, and they were driving around town, and they saw the gazebo from afar, and someone said, "Is this burning?" And then the representative of South Tucson said, like, nod and just go, "An eternal flame." They went, "Is this burning?" An eternal flame.
That'll make it 4th and 6.
I'm proud of that one. You need a clown. Going to be 4th to go for it on 4th and 6. Maybe they'll just kick the field goal and make it a safe 3. Yep, they're going to go ahead and kick the field goal. This is looking like a 25-yard field goal. Very makeable. Would make it a 1-touchdown game for You Need a Clown. Up and good. It's 10-3. 10-3 for the 6th seed. You Need a Clown over Happy Release Manicures, who have not really shown any sort of inclination of making a game of this as of right now. I have to change a lot. Here's Salmon Sons trying to make a game of it. Down by 10.
Oddly enough, is this burning? Something I hear a lot when I visit kebab parkers.
Well, that's their famous charred kebab. Yeah, their favorite way of cooking it is well doner. So you could like doner kebab or well done. These are the jokes. We will sing corn for Brancho Robusto, finding an open receiver downfield. And Clark Thomas gets 40 yards before getting speared by the binging Texan defender, who you got to feel is just out of anger throwing his body at that kid.
Gotta wonder if that pregame routine for the binging Texans players of just devouring a huge saucy sack of meat is affecting their play here in the second half.
You know, I gotta tell you, saucy sack of meat makes me think about Saucy Sack of Meat, one of the legendary players of South Tucson youth football back in the 70s. Saucy Sack of Meat, if I recall. Played on that fantastic Blind Bob's firing range team of the mid-70s. And Louisville Sinkhorn is going to run it in himself to score a touchdown and make it an even bigger lead for Rancho Robusto. We have the biggest upset possible on the books potentially happening. An 11-point lead. We'll make it official. Yep, an 11-point lead. 21-10. The 15 seed Rancho Robusto over the 2 seed Binging Texan as we speak.
If this result holds, I'm going to have to say thank you very much, Rancho Robusto, for busting my bracket.
I think a lot of brackets are going to be busted. I have not checked out. And by the way, thank you to everyone who did submit a bracket. I really appreciate it. It's just for fun. Kind of teasing the idea of maybe this be for a more fun thing if we do a little more widespread thing next year. This is kind of a test run to see how popular it would be. I'd ideally love it to be for charity next year. That's kind of an idea I'm getting tossed around. If it's a widespread bracket competition for charity with some fun little donated prizes, maybe we find a good cause for it to go to. I wanted to kind of just see if it had any interest in just being a general bracket competition this year. It was a little late to kind of organize it all. But I think a lot of brackets are going to be busted. I'm going to take a look through them soon enough, and I'll be sure to update the how everyone's done before the second round starts. Meanwhile, You Need a Clown trying to up that lead even more so. They're rushing towards the end zone. It's 1st and goal for Morris Romero and the time, the quarterback for You Need a Clown. 46 seconds and counting left in the third quarter. Plenty of time to play. But You Need a Clown are showing no signs of stopping. They're in the end zone. It's a touchdown for Morris Romero and a 2-touchdown game. How does a bracket system work? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I kind of assumed everyone knew how that worked. So, because it's a bracket knockout tournament, basically we're just asking everyone to predict the bracket, and there are points awarded for how accurate you are. So if you pick You Need a Clown to beat Happy Release, then you got points for what is potentially a win. And then you pick it through to the finals, and you're winner. And points are awarded for how close you are. I'll be sure to explain that more if we do this again. Garth Diggs going to be third in inches for Kebab Barkers. And right now we're starting to see some of these higher seeds, You Need a Clown and Kebab Barkers, extend that lead over their lower seeded, or their I guess the lower seeded teams over their higher seeded opponents. However, the Binging Texan are the team that's been stalling. Not enough, and that's not going to help. John Curtis sacked on 4th down, turning the ball over to Rancho Robusto. This 15 seed is not playing like one whatsoever.
People in the stands for the Binging Texans are just starting to put the sacks over their heads.
Oh, it's disgusting. Oh, it's disgusting. Now, they're not cutting holes in it because they still have to use those sacks when they go to the Binging Texan. It's kind of like a mug club, except they have a sack club. So people can pull down their unwashed sack from the wall and go and fill it up with whatever goods. And they're just putting it over the... Now they are also chewing when they put it over their heads. But it is not a proud day at the Muni for the Binging Texan fans. What a great visual, putting the sacks over their head. These games are drawing to a close. 3.5 to go in this game. Kebab Barkers looking to try to score yet again on Salmon Sons. They're going to dump this one off short. Going backwards, 4th and 12. Might be a little too far for a field goal, but let's see what they decide on.
I think they're more concerned with just running the clock at this point.
No doubt.
Use timeouts.
They're going to kick the field goal, but you better believe they're going to let some clock run out before doing it. Fourth and 12, under 3 minutes to go before Kebab Barkers kick this field goal. It'll be a 35-yard attempt. That is not a gimme. That is a questionable kick. That is not a guarantee whatsoever. It's up. It is good. Just barely hits the corner pocket, basically. And Kebab Barkers up 13. Here's Happy Release running for Bill Hodges, running for a first down. 1st and goal for Happy Release in the 11th seed, trying to make a game of this one.
They do technically still have time to do that.
Plenty of time. 4 minutes to go in this game. We've seen comebacks like this in less time. Tackle short of the goal line. We'll head back to that one in a second. Meanwhile, here's Rancho Robusto again in the red zone. Samson Wade, 6-yard catch, 3rd and 2 for Rancho Robusto. Back to Happy Release. We're going back and forth in this one. Handing it off, tackled, short, 3rd and goal. 38 Special Harrison with the tackle for You Need a Clown. We'll stick with this one right now. It is 3rd and goal for Happy Release, trying to score a touchdown to keep this game alive. They are tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Roland Church of the famous Roland Church's franchise.
Gotta say, I love 38 Special's tackling technique. He's been working on it for a couple seasons now. It's very weird. He kind of holds on loosely, but he doesn't let go.
And it works, and they actually force a turnover. Happy Release end up empty-handed on that one. Here's Rancho Robusto kicking a 4th down field goal. Looking at a 25-yarder. It is now a 2-touchdown game. 24-10 with a minute 55 to go. The biggest upset of the first round. Could happen at the very end of it. Salmon Sons break free with a 44-yard catch from juxtaposition Cooper. They're down 13 points. They're looking to make the upset, but they got a lot of work to do with 1:52 to go. These games are not dead to rights just yet. Salmon Sons, 1st and 10 in the red zone. Almost picked off in the end zone. Let's head back to the binging Texans, see what they can do. They're going to air it out. It's caught and pulled down. Huge play. Huge catch for Rufus Canary. 1st and goal for the binging Texans. Salmon Sons inside the red zone. Dropped in the end zone. Markeith Mayo with an incomplete pass. He had it perfectly scouted. The receiver just did not hold on to it. 3rd and 10 for Salmon Sons. We're trying to stay with all the important games as best as we can. Incomplete, 4th and 10. They're going to go for it, it looks like. I mean, you gotta. It's a minute and a half to go in the game. You're down 13 points. You gotta go for the end zone. You can't kick a field goal at this point.
The coach won't let him.
And they get the touchdown. Sonny Kidd, 15-yard touchdown catch. Salmon Sons down 7. Gonna be 6 with the extra point if it's good.
Markeith Mayo, not a good passing day, but comes through when they need him.
Extra point up and good. It's a 6-point game for Salmon Sons. They're going to go for the onside kick. This may be determining whether or not Salmon Sons have a fighting chance. I don't think it went far enough, and Kebab Barkers happily fall right on the ball. And they will take the air out of this game as best they can. All 3 timeouts got to go for Salmon Sons. Binging Texan, touchdown for them, Stephon Edmonds. And it's back to a 1-score game with a minute and a half to go. Tight end Edmonds catching it at the goal line, falling in, and making it a 7-point game with this extra point. Yep, 7-point game right now. Not over for the binging Texan. Could they break the hearts of the little team that could? Rancho Robusto, the 15 seed. They're going for the onside kick. And we cut away from him for some reason. I'm sorry to let you know. I'm getting word that they did not recover the onside kick. Here's Happy Release trying to do something. 4th and 18. Diving catch. Nelson Mills, 42 yards. And we're seeing Rancho Robusto gonna go for another touchdown late in this game. Louisville Sinkhorn keeps it himself. What a play. What a performance from Rancho Robusto. Making it 2 touchdowns yet again.
And the binging Texans fans are starting to file out of the municipal field. Unfortunately, they still have the sacks on their heads, so they're all kind of running into each other and falling over the rails.
It's an ugly scene at the Muni. Here's Happy Release with a touchdown. Making it a 1-score game again, minute 20 to go. There it is, 17-10. Kebab Barkers, we're going to look at this right now. They're all out of time. Timeouts are Salmon Sons. And that will do it. They'll be happy to run out the clock.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
And that is the final score. Kebab Barkers, they hang on. They stay alive. The 5 seed survives a threatening one. They beat Salmon Sons, that final score. Here's the binging Texan looking to find something with a minute to go. Caught in the red zone. They're not out of it yet. Rufus Canary, 29-yard catch down to the 11. Can the binging Texan come from behind and try to make something happen? They're now ruining that chance they gave up. They're going to kneel it out. Spike it, to stop the clock. They need a touchdown. 54 seconds to go. And I'm just not seeing the fire out of the binging Texan. That's absolutely a shame. Dropped pass. That should have been a touchdown right there. It's really a shame to see the Binging Texan just put up such a lackluster performance like this.
They've absolutely run out of fire. On a related note, the last time I went, they ran out of jalapeno sauce.
Wow, so they ran out of fire on the buffet as well. That's really a shame. And looks like this is 4th and 10. This would certainly be a do or die. It's broken up. It's a turnover on downs. Rancho Robusto are going to come away with the biggest upset possible in the Corso Cup. They are a 15 seed, knocking off the 2 seed of the Binging Texan Barbecue Buffet. Busting brackets all over the place.
Gain of 4 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 6.
And here we have it. You can hear the roar from the visiting section. The few fans that have stayed around are going to watch a miracle happen before their eyes. Rancho Robusto, plus-sized warehouse. They're going to be road warriors if they want to keep moving on. They win. They get the big upset of the first round, knocking off a 2 seed. Louisville Sinkhorn earns that Player of the Game award. 4 total touchdowns. What a game. What a slate of games we've seen in this final session.
Absolutely, and you gotta feel really good for the Rancho Robusto fans, throwing their oversized jacket in the air, cheering for like 10 seconds, and then they get kind of out of breath.
Yeah, the big and or tall are coming in large. They're buying extra seats so they can fit in them. And there we see, there's our second round pairings. Kebab Barkers, they got World of Shrapnel in the second round. You Need a Clown, the 6th seed, are going to face the upset kids of Casa de Gordoso. And Rancho Robusto, you know, I think both Go Fuh Yourself and Hacking Jeans were expecting the Binging Texan. That's an error right there. It should have been Rancho Robusto. Pardon the error there. And Taxes Roadhouse, Dagum Sings, we knew that one. The Binging Texan are out. Rancho Robusto will take on Go Fuh Yourself. What a slate of games. Let's go through them again. These are your final scores of the last day of the first round. World of Shrapnel will face Kebab Barkers, each of them winning by 7 and 6 points, respectively. Sam & Sons, Abigail May's Aggressive Steakhouse, an early out for them. 2 strong teams calling it an early summer and going on vacation. Tremors Pizza, another mighty team falling. They go down to Casa de Gordoso, who will face You Need a Clown in the second round. And the upset of the tournament, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's hard to argue that one, wouldn't you say?
Unquestionably.
Rancho Robusto. The graphics going to be incorrect. Apologies for that one. Rancho Robusto versus Go Fuh Yourself in the second round. 7 versus a 15 seed. Unreal. We're seeing that. And Dagum Sings were probably the best team as far as how they looked in that early session. They made short work of the Marmalade Shack. They faced Taxes Roadhouse. Taxes Roadhouse in the second round, a 1 versus an 8. Stay tuned to Twitter. That's it for us. Thank you to Slate Blankenship for joining me. And that's it for us. Good night from South Tucson.